We needed some positive news after yesterday, and the Ravens just delivered. Derrick Henry gets a 2-year extension. He is going to retire while he's a Raven. I don't know if he'll officially retire as a Raven, but he's going to hang up his career in a Ravens uniform because he has this year under contract and now 2 more years after that. And it's not a cheap deal either. That extension is 2 years, $30 million. So that comes out to $15 million a year. $25 million of it is fully guaranteed. So the Ravens aren't really even getting out of this. I mean, Derrick Henry is going to be on the Ravens roster for 3 more seasons, which shows a lot of commitment from the Ravens to have that much of it guaranteed. They plan on keeping him then. He's not going anywhere. They're not replacing Derrick Henry. I'm sure they will add a running back in the draft or, you know, maybe in free agency at some point. But regardless, Derrick Henry is here for a while, man. And we were unsure if that extension was going to get done. It got done. It is official. 2-year extension, $30 million. He's now the 3rd highest paid running back in the NFL. Only Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey make more. And he officially just got the biggest running back contract in NFL history for a player over 30 years old. And Derrick Henry's coming off his 2nd best season of his career. He had 1,921 rushing yards last year, 16 rushing touchdowns, 18 total touchdowns. This is a big commitment from the Ravens financially towards an older running back, but I truly believe Derrick Henry is different from your normal 30-plus-year-old running back. How well he takes care of his body year-round. He's been extremely durable his entire career, and he's a massive human being. A guy that big, even if he loses a little bit of speed or athleticism as he ages over the next few years, he's still a power runner. You know, he's still not easy to bring down. I don't think that's going to change. So Derrick Henry's just a different breed compared to other 30-year-old running backs. I truly believe that he's going to kind of defy that age. You know, there is a lot of running backs that get 30 plus and decrease quickly. That's a fact. That is more common than not, but not many guys ever in NFL history have been Derrick Henry. So I truly believe that he's got a couple more years in him, and that's why I was rooting for a Derrick Henry extension the entire offseason. I'm a little surprised to see how much guaranteed money's in the contract. I definitely am shocked that the team committed this much to Derrick Henry. It obviously is probably what it took to get the deal done. And Derrick Henry is a guy that you just want to keep around. You know, he's a veteran presence in the locker room, and he just consistently produces. Is he going to have 1,900 yards or more every year? Probably not. Does it matter, though? No, he still impacts the game at a high level. And when we weren't giving the ball to Derrick Henry often last year, we usually would be losing those games. And Derrick Henry is a huge part to this team. It takes a lot of pressure off of Lamar Jackson, having another guy that we can pound the rock with to give Lamar a break and, you know, balance out the offense to keep the defense guessing. I mean, it's massive to have a strong running game. And the Ravens have a really talented room. You know, it's not just Derrick Henry. You got Justice Hill, who's been producing year after year these last few years. He's really taken a leap in his game from early in his career. You got Keaton Mitchell fully healthy now and is going to be a weapon in this offense. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to utilize him or how much they're going to utilize him, but I know Keaton Mitchell has the potential to be a home run hitter for the Ravens and a nice alternative to Derrick Henry's running style too, because Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell, they're smaller guys. They got a little more acceleration and quickness because of their size. So it's a nice balance, you know, to switch it up from power to speed. And I think the Ravens have everything they need at the running back position. And now Derrick Henry's going to be here for years. You know, I was starting to think the longer it got that we didn't extend him, if he was going to hit free agency next year, I was like, man, the Ravens are going to draft a Derrick Henry replacement pretty soon. You know, I could see the Ravens going and drafting a 1st or 2nd round running back in the next year or two to replace Derrick Henry. And now that they just extended him 2 more years, I think that puts that on hold at least for next year. You know, I don't know if the Ravens are going to go out and get a back, not at least high in the draft. I mean, why would you? Derrick Henry is going to be your guy. You just committed to him pretty heavily financially. I mean, $15 million a year for his age is a lot. You know, he's the 3rd highest paid running back in the league, and it's pretty much fully guaranteed. So the Ravens are saying you're our lead back for the next few years. You know, let's keep what we got going right now. And I'm for it, man. I think Derrick Henry's a legend, a Hall of Famer. And so is Lamar Jackson. So to keep two all-time greats together, I know Derrick Henry's getting older, but he's got some juice left in the tank, man. He's got another couple years in him, and I'm so glad that that's in a Baltimore Ravens uniform. We got the full schedule dropping tonight. There's been some rumors flowing around that we're opening up against the Bills. I have no idea. There's not an official schedule leak, but the internet is saying that the Ravens open up Sunday night prime time in Buffalo. So we'll see what happens later tonight. I'll have a full video out right after the schedule drops. I'm going to react to the schedule for the first time. And I don't know any games other than potentially week 1. So at this point, I'm going in completely blind, which is the best way. You know, I want to react genuinely to each week, give some early win-loss predictions just for fun. But I was kind of hoping that we would open up. Not that I'm shying away from competition, but I just wanted a little bit of an easier start so we could kind of get rolling before we had to go face all the contenders. But if it is Buffalo week 1, Sunday night in Buffalo, it's the rematch. And I like our chances rematching against that team coming off the way we just played. I like our chances. I think that's a Mark Andrews revenge game. I mean, he's going to be fired up. It's warm this time. Not that we can't play in the cold, but the Ravens offense does seem to get going a little bit better when it's warm. And, you know, in September, week 1, we're not going to have to worry about weather like that. So if that is the case, man, bring the Bills on. I'm excited for it. But we'll see what the full schedule looks like later tonight. Who knows? That Ravens-Bills Sunday night thing could be a rumor. I have no idea. We could end up opening against a completely different team at 1 o'clock. I have no clue. That's why I'm not really reacting to just seeing some tweets about, you know, oh, this leaked. The Ravens open up Sunday night against the Bills. I don't know. We'll see. If that's the case, can't wait. You know, if we open up against someone else, can't wait. But we'll see tonight. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the Derrick Henry extension and how much the Ravens committed to him. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you guys later, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The Flock Rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense.